Say Jet. Brian Norman Jr. said he's knocking Devin Haney out. In this video, we're going to break it down. We got some things to talk about. November 22nd can't come quick enough. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Subscribe to the channel for the dawn of boxing talk. Yeah. Now, I seen Ring posted this. I told you, for anybody who would listen, this is perhaps one of the best fights that we know about. There's a couple good fights, but for me personally, this is one of them ones that your boy Ego, I'm all locked in for. Devin Haney and Brian Norman. Other good fights, like even on the card, I always like watching Better Biev, but he should win his fight. David Benavidez and Yard. Some people think that's like super tough. I personally think Benavidez is going to get that done. That's my personal opinion. But an intriguing fight is Devin versus Norman. This is a good fight. Both guys have been pretty quiet, especially the Haneys. Like Bill Haney, known for kind of being the loudspeaker for Devin and, you know, the megaphone. I ain't really heard from him at all. Like, we ain't seen nothing. Normally it's a bunch of antic and gags and tweets and, you know, lists and all this other stuff. We haven't really heard nothing. So Devin looks like he got his head down, and that's what he should do, to be honest. You know, I think Bill Haney has exponentially made Devin's career harder. I don't want to get too sidetracked on that. But Brian Norman, you see the caption on the screen. I'm going to carry myself into this next fight with Devin Haney. I'm going to knock him out. You heard it. I'm going to knock him out. And guess what? Everything gonna get bigger. Is gonna get even bigger. Very short, sweet, to the point. Now, again, both camps have been very quiet. Norman, we ain't really heard nothing from him or his pops. And I mean, it's more surprising with the Haneys because I think they're the ones that, even though Brian Norman has the belt, the Haneys are kind of like the A side. And, you know, just Bill Haney is usually talking more, right? Trying to kick up dust and build up hype or whatever he's doing. You know what I mean? But that's good. Because for me, I've already said it. None of these fighters are like the fighters from yesteryear. None of them. They haven't proven it. So I like to see these young fighters head in the books, head down, get that work in. You know what I mean? And just give us a good fight. Save it for the cameras and the interviews and fight week and stuff like that. If you got a lot to say, this is what I want to see from these young fighters. Take it serious, get in monster shape, and then, you know, little sprinkles of promoting the fight and things like that. Not a bunch of sideshow like Berlanga. And then Berlanga did more talking about beating Canelo. He did a bunch of, oh, this guy's a giraffe. You know, I'm from Brooklyn and he's soft. He from the UK. I'm from Brooklyn and he a giraffe. And then when you fought Hamza Shiraz, the giraffe, wow, whoa, bro, he teed off on you. So this should be a good fight. This is a very fun fight stylistically. And I think that's what I like about it the most. I feel like, for me, I feel like kind of like a forensic pathologist, right? I feel like a chemist where you get people in forensics, you get people in like chemistry and stuff like that. And like the chemist knows if I put this element with this element is combustible, right? That's how your boy is. I'm a scientist with the sweet science, right? So when I see the matchup and know what I know about the fighters, I feel like I have a good indication if it's combustible, if it'll be a dud. And I'm pretty on point with my judgment calls throughout boxing, right? And I think Brian Norman, his best attributes, has what it takes to push the tempo to make it a fun fight. Devin, I think, is going to have to fight negative, right? Or at least in the beginning, he's going to have to kind of fight negative, meaning box, and box, try to box Brian Norman's ears off and make him look silly. I would be pretty impressed and pretty surprised if Devin fought a Crawford versus Canelo-esque fight, especially in the early rounds with Brian Norman, because Crawford is seasoned and he's just very good. So he was able to go head up with the supposed bigger man in Canelo and still have all the success in the world. Devin don't fight like Crawford. He's not like ambidextrous that we know about. It's just different fights. This man got power in both hands. He says he could box more than what we've seen. He's rumored to have hurt guys in sparring like Terrence Crawford. We've seen him hurt guys. Like Devin was like trying to dump on his resume and like, oh, I don't know none of the guys he beat. I don't know none of the guys he knocked out. But here's the thing. Devin fought dudes that we ain't never heard of too, right? Especially when he was in Mexico, and he ain't knock all them people out, especially like Brian Norman knocked out Jin Sasaki and Santillan. And here's the thing is, like, Devin was trying to insult some of these names where I knew of Jin Sasaki because he had been ranked with the IBF, so I've been looked him up and had known about him. He's just a fighter from Japan, so like you're not gonna. He wasn't fighting in America, so not every American is gonna know. But he had been ranked, and the reason is because Boots was kind of like after Errol and Crawford in the welterweight. Boots was the guy I was checking for, and I believe Jin Sasaki was ranked for Boots's belt, like the IBF belt too. You know what I mean? So I had been looked him up to kind of see. Boots might end up having to fight this Jin Sasaki dude. And Santillan, I watched him when he fought Alexis Rocha. I watched that fight live, and that was a great performance. So I had been know who he was too. He was top ranked. I mean, come on. But Devin was trying to insult him like, we don't know these guys you're beating up. At the end of the day, he's still knocking out ranked welterweights. Ranked. He hasn't had the big opportunities. He hasn't had the big fights. I get it. They're still ranked welterweights that he's fighting and knocking out. So you got to give that some credit, right? He's not fighting like quote unquote bums. Like a lot of these guys. The reality is the welterweight is not that dense right now. It's normally a glamour division. There are not that many like hitters in the current division right now. So Brian Norman, he's just doing what he had to do, but now he got one. Now he got a Devin Haney. That's a name. That's a guy. And here's the thing. I agree with him. If he does what he says and knocks out Devin Haney, it'll glow his whole career up. Because Devin has enough of a brand where, and a lot of people don't like Devin. Let's be real. Especially after how he's been acting, suing his baby mom, suing Ryan, punching people at the OC County Fair. The Haneyacks the only ones that really like overly try to push Devin Haney. You notice when his dad's not doing the extra, you don't really even hear about Devin Haney too much. But anywho, Brian Norman, if he does what he's saying and knocks out Devin, that's going to go viral for sure. It'll go viral. So it's up to Devin to not allow that to happen because Devin has some bad equity in the sport right now. Again, with the lawsuits and how he's behaved and taunting other fighters when they lose, like Dillian White and Jaleel Hackett, beefing with Richardson Hitchens, what his dad does and says. So it's a dangerous fight, people. Devin's path to victory, in my opinion, is to box and then at points stand your ground in the trenches, because a guy like Brian Norman, he's young, he's full of energy and stuff like that. You might not be able to just box him only. You might have to like get some respect in there. So that would be his path. I think Brian Norman's path is a more violent one. Definitely a more violent one. And we're going to see if he has the ability to cut off the ring and box, and if he freezes up, because this is the biggest name that he's been in the ring with. So very good fight. I've been looking forward to this fight, and I will continue to give you guys coverage. Let me know what you think. Who are you favoring? Because I don't want to hear no flip-flopping. Let me know in the comment section. For more boxing news, subscribe. Also tell me who you're picking, Devin or Norman. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new. But even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate, so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.